good evening and welcome to News Watch on this last Wednesday of the year 2023. Hope your festive season is going on well. My name is Melissa Odor. News Watch begins now. Now, Meru residents have staged a protest over the murder of blogger Daniel Muthiani, popularly known as Sniper. Muthiani had been abducted, leading to the arrest of a suspect, but he was later found dead. A post-mortem conducted on his body had concluded that he had been strangled before being thrown into the river. Pushing a hashtag Justice for Sniper, the residents from Gakoromone Market marched on the streets demanding transparency over the investigations of the abduction and murder of Sniper and the alleged arrest of the key suspect and his release, saying the delayed communication from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations and the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions further erodes faith in the justice system. The ODPP had reported that it was yet to receive an investigative file regarding the homicide of the Meru blogger from the DCI. And guardians have been encouraged to begin preparing learners for the opening of schools next week. In a statement, Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Machogu instructed early childhood development, primary and secondary schools to open for the commencement of the first term studies on the 8th of January 2024. Only Form 1 students are expected to begin reporting to their new schools from the 15th of January 2024. CS Ezekiel Machogu in the statement instructed all field officers in the Education Ministry to report to their duty stations on all working days to assist parents with the necessary preparations regarding the 2024 school calendar. He thanked all stakeholders for their overwhelming support to the education sector in 2023 and expressed the government's unwavering commitment to promoting access to education at all levels. Religious leaders from Bungoma County have asked the Ministry of Education not to rush the 2023 KCSE results to avoid the controversy witnessed after the announcement of this year's KCPE results. Speaking in Kandui constituency, the leaders requested the ministry to give the examiners adequate time to mark the exam so as to secure the future of the candidates. Our reporter Grace Ahati with more details.
As the 2023 KCSE examination results are expected to be released, religious leaders from Bungoma County have called on the Ministry of Education not to rush the results to avoid the hiccups witnessed in the recently released KCPE results.
Ningependa kushauri waziri wetu wa elimu. Kwanza tukubaliane na yeye na pia akubalia kwamba aliharakisha kumaki mtihani. Na kwa sababu hiyo aliweka pressure kubwa kwa wanao maki mtihani. Na kwa hiyo walikuwa wamewapea masaa ya kwamba ikifikia siku fulani mmemaki mtihani mmeleta. Sasa haikuwa wanaangalia kumaki mtihani mtoto amepata nini, walikuwa wanaharakisha vile waziri amesema kuenda mbele. Waziri hilo jambo maana already liko kotini na wanaliangalia, wizara ya elimu iangalie wazazi walioathirika wakapate kutengenezewa majibu ya watoto wao waende shuleni vizuri.
Speaking after the official inauguration of the Council of Churches located in Kandui constituency, the leaders have said that tampering with the results of children in the country is likely to destroy their future.
Masomo na usalama ni vitu viwili nyeti sana. Hii ni maisha ya watoto. Mtoto amekaa kwa shule miaka 8, anaingia katika darasa lingine, form 1 ama junior secondary. Alafu masomo yake inaharibika kwa wiki moja. Na chote kuwa umeharibu hatima ya mtoto. Naomba ya kwamba waziri angalie masomo ni maisha ya mtoto. Asiharakishe wanao maki mtihani, examiners. Wachukue muda wao. Ilikuwa hapo nyuma wana maki mtihani kwa wiki 3. Wiki 3 ni mzuri, lakini aliweka wana maki mtihani kwa wiki 1.5. Hata kama wewe una maki milioni ngapi ya watoto, huwezi kufaulu kuweka hapo. Tunaomba ya kwamba waziri aangalie vile watu wamelalamika.
on the increased cases of teenage pregnancies in Bungoma County, especially in Kandui constituency, the religious leaders have reiterated the need for parents and the community to be responsible for their children's upbringing. At the same time, the leaders have separated themselves from Pope Francis' remarks regarding the issue of same-sex marriages, vowing to continue to fight against the vice.
Ya jinsia moja, mnajua kwamba tulipinga, tunaendelea kupinga. Hiyo ni laana, hiyo ni kumkasirisha Mungu, na hiyo ni upotofu mkubwa. Madhabahu yetu tukiwa chini ya viongozi wetu hasa hapa sub-county ya Kandui, tuko sahi chini ya Apostle Dan. Hata hili jambo Biblia inasema kwamba na usharati kati yenu hata isitajwe, usharati peke yake. Wacha ndoa ya Jesse na Kalistas, wacha ni hiyo peke yake. Mungu anasema kwamba na isitajwe. Kwa hivyo hii mambo sisi hatutaki kuongea kwa mzee wetu.
Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch, I'm Grace Ahati.
Thank you, Grace, for that report. Now, the Court of Appeal has certified as urgent an application by Busia Senator Okia Omtata to vacate stay orders issued under the Finance Act 2023. In a letter, the Registrar of the Court of Appeal, Moses Serem, notified the Senator that his application will be heard by a 3-judge bench constituted by the President of the Court of Appeal. Now, the ruling in question was issued shortly after the Judge David Majanja, Justice Miole Christine, and Lawrence Mugambi declared that the introduction of the housing levy, which is part of the Finance Act 2023, was unconstitutional. In the document challenging the orders issued on the 28th of November this year, Omtata and 3 other applicants argued that the judges made a mistake by staying a declaration of unconstitutionality. They added that it was discriminatory since it imposed taxes on salaried Kenyans alone and excluded those working in the informal sector. And Western Kenya leaders from Bumula have vowed to spearhead development projects in their area to ensure the region is not left behind. This as Mwambu Mabonga, who leads non-governmental organizations in the region, has now committed to work with Bumula MP Wanami Wamboka in efforts to spur development, saying the time for politicking was over and it was now time to forge ahead with development for the sake of residents. Busia West MP Dan Wanyama on his part said the government had put in place measures to ensure the economy is stable and urged residents to support such initiatives.
Na leo ninashukuru watoto wetu wote, kuanzia kwa mtoto mkubwa mzee Frida, your family, mpaka to the last born. Yule aliongea hapa msakuruka afuire na akabilo mwicho kuluo last born wewe. Mheshimiwa mbunge wa eneo hili, nikimbia na wewe. Yes, you are given mandate to lead the people of Bumula. Na pila uchoyo mimi nilikuida within 2 weeks nika hand over kazi. Hujawahi niona hapa popote nikikusumbua kwa kutekeleza kazi kwa watu wa.
It was not easy because we got the government in bad books. The accounts were in red, and we said we cannot borrow again. Because if we went the borrowing route, this country would sink in serious economic issues.
And extreme cold and dense fog have caused travel chaos in India's capital Delhi and other parts of northern India. A thick blanket of mist in the morning brought traffic to a crawl and also led to accidents in some parts. More than 100 flights and 25 trains in the city were delayed due to poor visibility. The city witnessed one of the foggiest days of the season so far, with visibility dropping to below 50 meters today. In the neighboring Uttar Pradesh, multiple vehicles collided on a prominent expressway this morning as the dense fog swept through the state. India's Weather Office has issued an alert saying the foggy conditions would continue for the next 5 days. In its advisory, the department asked people to be cautious while driving and urged them to use fog lights for enhanced visibility on the roads. Before we take a short break, episode for Lessons from the Entrepreneur. Today, we are gleaning some lessons from setbacks that entrepreneurs have encountered during their journey and how they navigated these difficult terrains. This is coming up shortly.
Hey, what's up, my people? This is Richard Stephen Ohalo. In this festive season, I have one message for you. No human being can comprehend the love of God. Jesus is here to save our lives. Jesus is here to guide us. In this festive season, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Ukidishi, dishi responsibly.
Every individual desires a lifetime of financial well-being. The success of attaining this goal is dependent on having a reliable partner. Over the years, N-Wealth Financial Services Limited has emerged as the market leader in providing innovative and customer-centric services in pension administration, consulting, insurance, and investments. Accessibility is key, and to serve a global clientele, we have invested in world-class technology that ensures our clients have real-time access to tools and information through our mobile application, online, and USSD platforms. N-Wealth's commitment to all the stakeholders is to uphold high ethical standards through effective and sustainable governance for shared mutual value creation. This commitment is delivered through the solid partnership between the Board of Directors, staff, service providers, clients, government agencies, and other stakeholders. Innovation and excellence are at the core of our operations. With a team of over 60 professionals, we partner with you for a better tomorrow. To contact us, email us info@nwealth.co.ke or visit our website www.nwealth.co.ke.
In this month of December, we are wrapping up Lessons from the Entrepreneur by looking at some of the key lessons we learned from different entrepreneurs in their journey as they establish their businesses until the moment where they feel they're on a right trajectory. My name is Melissa Odor, and this is Lessons from the Entrepreneur for 2023. Setbacks, be they within control or beyond, are any entrepreneur's worst nightmare due to the fragile nature of their businesses. Unexpected fires that raised down market stalls and the recent COVID-19 pandemic are examples of such setbacks that throw entrepreneurs off guard. Some business owners have been forced to devise ways to survive. We featured some of them here on Lessons from the Entrepreneur, and here is their story. What inspired you to start this business? When did you start?
My inspiration was after I lost my job during COVID. So we were given an option of either to be terminated or to resign. So for me, I was still thinking. So I got the termination letter because I was still thinking in the process of processing all that. Because before that, we were given half salary. So now I opted for, okay, let's do the termination. And then we were given the benefits. That is how. Now I thought, what's next? What next? Because now you have nothing to do. Everyone is indoors. You can't eat all the money that you've been given, the benefits. Yeah, you can imagine. So now you have to re-strategize and think of what next now. So at around midnight, my friend calls me. She's like, uko wapi? Kunachomeka.
Yeah.
The first thing you think is the bill that you actually opened that week. Ile mzigo nilikata hii wiki imeenda. Then after that is now when you start thinking, now what next? So when we got here, by the time I was getting to Toy Primary, my friend calls me and like, shop yako ndio imeshika sai. I tried to cry. I tried to sing.
fire was
like
raising.
it was really something that could not be contained. Because you see, once it gets to one cloth and then the other one, you see the way we've actually arranged and reorganized the shop. So once it gets one, everything is now down. And it was coming like there was some sort of wind that was actually blowing it. I tried to get in here. There's one lady who actually held my hand. She's like, "Msichana unaenda wapi? Kumeshika moto kwote." Because for you, it's like, even if I could just save 10, I could know where to start from. I was not able to save anything. Thank God I had a little saving and help from friends, because my friends knew about it, and those who heard about it, they were like, okay, let's join hands and see how we can help. Yes.
So that's how you have managed to...
Yes, that is how I managed to bring it back, but it wasn't easy.
How was that transitioning from one country to the other?
I will say that it was easy but hard. So being Kenyan, I had been away from home for 13 years. So a lot of things were happening in Tanzania then, and my husband and I decided to come back to Kenya. So when we decided that it is home that we are coming back to, I said, I'll pack my business, I'll come with it to Kenya. Of course, I had done enough market research to know that this kind of business of custom made, actually when I came to Kenya, it was not specific to wedding dresses. I was doing custom made bridal and evening wear. So we came in late 2019 and I set up Rina by Rina and started operations on 3rd February 2020. 1 month later, COVID hit and we went into lockdown.
Did you shut? Did you shut down?
To be honest, no, because I had recently, 1 month before I had found the location, paid rent and the deposits. I had hired a tailor. So of course we shut down to go home on the lockdown, but not just to cease operations. But for me, COVID worked in my favor. I recognized that it was a very tough season for a lot of people worldwide. But that season gave me a time to learn about the Kenyan wedding industry, which is very different from the Tanzanian wedding industry. So the 5 months we were home, I was able to connect with brides. I used Instagram a lot. So I was talking to brides every day, even though weddings had been banned with funerals and all other social gatherings. Brides had postponed their weddings, but we were still talking about wedding dresses. We were still talking about being hopeful that after COVID, they'll come back and make the wedding dresses. And indeed they did.
I am curious, as an entrepreneur would be, on how you transition from being formally employed to now doing your own thing.
So when I went to school, I didn't do baking, I did computer science because I love things with computer. Then after that, I didn't join computer field, I joined banking. So after banking, I did for like 3 years until I left banking, then started as a broker. So I used to sell cars and lands, all those things. Then from there, something happened. I was conned in the process of selling cars until I lost everything. Then that's when now someone introduced me to baking. So baking, as I said, I did it because of passion. It was a need. But the good thing is when as an entrepreneur, when I came to this field, I really worked hard to make it work. And here I am right now.
You also had another setback you mentioned to me about you trying to expand your business, and you opened another outlet at Langata. Tell me a bit about that. You know, because when entrepreneurs are at a point where they feel now they're able to expand, a lot of us then make a lot of mistakes then. So for you, what was it?
Okay, for me, I at that point, I felt like, yes, now is the time for me to have another branch in Langata, because some of my students were coming from Langata. So from my own thinking, I thought like, okay, let me just open another branch to save them coming all the way from Langata to Rongai. But what I can say is, it is always good to listen to God always good to wait, and when God says you can now open another one, that right time is always very, very important. To me, I can say it wasn't a right time for me to open that branch, because I closed it after like 3 months.
How did you decide after 3 months, let me just not try even harder than this, let me just close?
What happened is, yes, I opened. For those 3 months, I only had 2 students. The 2 students were not able to pay the revenue, the rent, the trainer. So I decided, let me just close it. Before that, I had a meeting with myself and told myself, I think this is not the right time to open another branch. A time will come when God will allocate that time. Yes, I will open it. But for now, let me just close it. Yes. And I was very comfortable about the decision I made.
Banks and insurance companies have in the recent past attempted to encourage small and medium-sized businesses to secure their businesses against eventualities such as fires and losses that might cripple them or even completely throw them out of business.
Most times when you think about insurance, most people, they find themselves lost in what do I need to have today? And every day we wake up, we come to work, we run our businesses, we are employees, and we do so much. We are faced with risks. And whether we are traveling, whether we are seated on our desk, and I tell people, like even when we are seated here, everybody here probably has some level of insurance. It could be your medical insurance, it could be education for your children, it could be your car. If you've driven here, you've got that. So every day you're waking up, you're faced with risks. You're coming to work, you don't know what's going to happen, you don't know what's the next move. Sometimes we face accidents. There was COVID the other day, and we saw people paying bills up to 4 million shillings, 8 to 10 million. And what do we come in to bring into this conversation? We are saying, even as we're operating in the Bani world, we are saying that we are here to help mitigate this risk that you face every day. We are here to offer solutions because we can see how you start your business and you're wondering what are the areas that if anything happened, then my business goes bust. It could be fire, for your premises. It could be you're the key person running your business today, that if you get even admitted, that business is struggling to survive because you're not on stage. You are the parent of these children, so you need some level of insurance. So if maybe there's some disability, money can be injected to support the family. It could be that you're trying to make profit and there are natural calamities that are beyond your control. It could be drought, it could be, hailstorm. Those things affect people who are even in crop. And then you don't know, you put in so much money and then you're losing it. So we are saying for a fraction of an amount of money you can put in, and if the risk happens, then we come back to compensate you. And I use an example of a phone. All of us have phones, maybe whether smartphone or and whichever phone you have. If this phone falls down and it breaks, you'd have to go to your account and replace it. But if you had a pre-insurance, you'd not need to do that. You just go, come to us, you claim it, and we give you another phone. Then you can use that money to inject it back to your business and generate more.
And for Lessons from the Entrepreneur, my name is Melissa Odor.